Hey guys, Jason here again with another 24 Season 7 review. I am back. I had a couple of weeks off just because this whole, let's just say having a baby takes up a lot of your time. It's one of the most amazing things that can happen in life, but it is definitely just life-changing, and it takes up a lot of time. So I apologize for not having video reviews for the past 2 weeks. Short recap, amazing. I thought the 8 o'clock hour was probably the best hour of 24 I've seen in years. The 2-hour special the week before that was amazing with the White House invasion. Tonight, 9 p.m. to 10 p.m., Jack is on the run from the FBI, who think that he is responsible for the death of Ryan Burnett, when we know that Jack is being set up, like he normally always is, by this guy's name is Quinn. I think his name is John Quinn, it said. Who works for a company called Starkwood, which is Jon Voight's company. Jon Voight's character's name is Jonas Hodges, I think it said. And they are sort of like a Blackwater type of company where they do like consulting and military contracting, and they have like private armies and stuff like that. It's kind of another, a look at like kind of the real world events that have happened and how 24 represents some of those things. So Jack is on the run from the FBI. He gets in contact with Agent Walker, who has been suspended. She's back at FBI headquarters, and says, "I didn't do it. I got a picture of this guy Quinn. Don't know who, Jack doesn't know who he is yet. And can you just help me out? Can you identify him? And can you tell me whatever you can about him?" So Agent Walker agrees to. She finds out who he is and what his deal is, and she passes on to Jack that actually Senator Mayer, the guy from that 70s show, has been investigating Starkwood, this company, for the past 6 months, right after he dismantled CTU and throughout this entire process of all these hearings and whatnot. So Jack decides that he is going to go to Senator Mayer's residence, to his house in Georgetown, to talk to him about this. And of course, this is the senator who had the hearing that Jack was at this morning, where he's being accused of all these things that, are horrible and that he's actually done. So Agent Walker sends an encrypted message to Jack on, where the senator's address is. Jack goes over there. He confronts the senator. He says, "Look, if I wanted to kill you, you'd already be dead. Tell me about this, Starkwood company and any relations that they may have with General Juma or Sengala." The senator doesn't know anything about that, but Jack starts to do some research, and he finds this guy's Quinn. He finds his picture next to a car accident of an informant inside Starkwood, who had been telling the senator all these kind of wild accusations about how Starkwood was trying to gather weapons and do a bunch of other things. And Jack puts a theory together that Starkwood was working with Juma in order to develop biological weapons, which were being tested on the Sanghalese people, and they were being imported into, I guess imported's the right word, exported to, whatever it is. They were being brought to the United States, and Starkwood would use those if they are, dismembered, if they're torn apart by Senator Mayer's investigations or whatever else comes to pass. This whole time, over at the FBI, Larry Moss is back. He's actually one of my favorite characters, by the way. I'm really starting to enjoy him. I think his character is a tool because he's just trying, he's basically getting in the way of everything that has to be done, but he is doing what he thinks is the right thing, and he's doing it with integrity, so I'm enjoying his character a lot. Anyway, he's back at the FBI. Janeane Garofalo is trying to, kind of coordinate everything. Larry basically figures out that Agent Walker talked to Jack and tells Janeane to, go through her phone logs and find out, what's been going on. She finds out that Agent Walker had sent some encrypted message to Jack, or to, well, they don't know to Jack, they know to some stolen cell phone. She's unable to decrypt it, so basically they have to bring in Morris O'Brien, who happens to be there waiting for Chloe, who's been locked up for the past couple hours, waiting for her to be released. They make a deal, Agent Moss and Morris, that if Morris decrypts this, message, then Chloe will go scot-free, nothing on her record. Morris really doesn't want to do it because he feels really indebted to Jack, and he knows that Chloe, wouldn't want to do anything that would harm Jack. But he does it anyway because he doesn't want their kid, whose name is Prescott, to have a convict for her mother. So he finds out that they're going to the senator's house, and the FBI scrambles a team, and they start to head over there. Meanwhile, there's a so the Metro PD is going there too. That's an important point. The Metro PD is going to the house. So at the senator's house, the senator and Jack are talking. They're having this big philosophical discussion about, is the way that the U.S. government conducts, investigations and torture and all these other things, is it a simple right and wrong question, or is it way more shades of gray? And as they're having this discussion, there's a knock on the door, and it's basically someone saying, Metro PD, Senator, please open the door. Jack is, got his knife, he's ready to go take out the Metro PD or whatever, but then the senator says, look, work with the system, we can do this, trust me. So Jack, says okay. Senator goes and opens the door, it's the guy Quinn who goes, and he shoots him, he's dead, and the senator's dead. And of course Jack realizes, once the senator's shot, he hauls ass out of there, and he's on the run while that guy Quinn has a gun, and he's chasing after Jack. FBI gets there. They obviously assume that Jack has killed the senator, which he hasn't. And they, stretch out the manhunt, and they basically say shoot on sight. Jack gets chased to, I don't know if it's like a trailer park or some kind of construction yard, and he manages to get Quinn into like a little, I guess like a trailer, sort of. It's kind of like on a construction site, wherever they do the operations or whatever. And so Quinn goes into this trailer, and he takes out his gun and he starts shooting everything because he just figures Jack is somewhere. And then all of a sudden you see this, you see the trailer start to go like this, and they pan out, and Jack is in like a bulldozer, and he's like flipping the trailer over. So Quinn is basically literally flipped on his side. It's pretty hilarious. He manages to get out. They have a big battle. Jack manages to throw some kind of knife at Quinn, and he kills him. And with his last dying breath, Jack says to Quinn, like, "Where are the weapons? Where are the weapons?" And he says, "They're already here." That's pretty ominous. And that's Jack takes out his cell phone, sees that they're coming into Alexandria, which is in Northern Virginia, and calls up Tony at the end of the episode and says, "Tony, meet me here." Tony's doing something. We don't know exactly what, but that kind of will push us into next week. The big president's plot line from this episode has a lot to do with the president's daughter and her chief of staff. Her daughter is really cutthroat, and I really like that. It's really good. The president is giving a speech about what has just happened at the White House with this invasion, and during this time, she already knows about the fact that Jack Bauer's on the loose and is being accused of killing Ryan Burnett. So during this press conference, a reporter comes up to Ethan, the chief of staff, and says, "I'm about to run a report that says that a former FBI agent killed Ryan Burnett, and you were the one responsible for letting him loose." And of course, Ethan gets really pissed off, and he goes over to Olivia, the daughter, and says, "I can't believe you did this. I can't believe you would stoop so low to basically hurt your mother. What's going to happen is it's going to be bad for her in the end." She denies it. They have a little confrontation in the Oval Office, and she basically passes the buck on to somebody else, says that she talked to a producer over there, and their source was from the Federal Marshal's office. But this is actually a good political storyline that I'm enjoying. I don't know if you noticed, they haven't talked about the husband at all, the first gentleman. He's been, I guess, in surgery for the past how many ever hours, but he hasn't been there. But I'm really enjoying the daughter's addition to this. She's a different character. She's got a lot of power. She's got a very strong opinion on things, and she just brings a different kind of dynamic, which I like. It's sort of like the Sherry Palmer of old, but not that evil. Overall, I thought it was a great episode. I am totally enjoying this season. The hits just keep on coming. So next week looks even better. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment. Scroll down just a little bit and type something in, and I will see you next week. Later.